This should work. All right, that's good. That'll work. Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name is Rob Carmona, and welcome back to another episode of Rob the Mic. So I know I went MIA for a couple weeks, and rightfully so. I needed to take care of some business here at home with the family, and honestly, life is just a little much. So if at some point I need to step away from this project, I always step away. And I haven't done it in a very long time. I think the last time I took any sort of step away was around when my uncle passed. And not saying that this was another situation that was like that, but there are just things that were outside of my power that needed my full and undivided attention. So I needed to handle that. And it's really tough for me to have to do something like this during those times, because if I don't have anything good to say, or I don't have just any sort of positive mindset to come into this project with, I really don't like doing it. There's one thing to be real, and there's one thing to just come on here and just bitch about life and go crazy and all that, because that's not what this is, right? Like, a part of this is very therapeutic for me, but I have therapy. I go to that once a week, and I have that space for that purpose only, right? When I come on here, if I want to talk to you guys about something, I will talk to you guys about something. And again, if it's coming from a negative spot where everything's just really gray, it's really dark, it's really rough, I'm not going to bring that energy to this cast, right? You guys don't need to have another spot that is full of that. I feel like we have enough of that on social media. We have enough of that through the news. Just in general in life, shit's already dark. You come here for something good. You come here for real shit. You come here to have conversations, to listen to things that can uplift you, or kind of give you something to think about, or spark conversations, or basically things that are productive to a certain extent, right? So I want you guys to come here and know that it's going to be something good, to know that you're about to listen, you're about to watch something that either moves me and hopefully will move you guys, that hopefully something that matters to me will make you guys think a little bit, maybe a different perspective that you didn't necessarily think about, right? You're coming here for that. You support this show for that. And I know a lot of y'all were coming up to me, whether it was like at 240 Tuesdays, or you're texting me, or I'm getting calls, or running into people at events being like, hey, what's going on? And it trips me out because, again, I forget that this means something to people. And it's not like this is some super revolutionary, life-changing type thing, but like we've talked about before, I forget that I become a part of your guys' weeks, that some of y'all really do watch this on Wednesday nights. Some of y'all really do check this out Thursday when I post about it, Fridays through your weekends, whatever it may be. And when there's a blip in time and you don't get it, it's like, well, what the fuck's going on? And for some people, shouts to the people that right away hit me up the first Thursday that I didn't post about it. That was like, hey, is everything okay? Shouts to y'all for doing that. Because I'm not saying a lot of people did, but to the very few who did, I appreciate you guys. It really means a lot. And I know, and I forget that there's people out there really supporting, really people pushing for something good, and that they want everything to be all right. You know, so thank you guys. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And that's why I tell you, when we come on here and I record and I say thank you for all your support, all your love, however you take in the podcast, saying that I love you guys, spreading good vibes, spreading all of that, because that's what this is about. And those interactions, those moments, they show me that. So thank you guys. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. So we have a few things to discuss today. All right. So I'm going to catch you guys up on just kind of life, mainly these two events that I attended in the last couple of weeks, because I feel like for work, that's really what I was gearing up towards, especially the first event that we're going to cover, which is Pink Motel. I feel like that's kind of my Christmas, like, especially for events. Like, there's certain things that I look forward to every year, and this is that event for me. It means a lot for me for multiple reasons, not just being close to the club and having my association with them, but career-wise, it stands for a lot. Because I've been shooting for a very long time, but Pink Motel was the first thing that I was really like, you know what? I want to share this with you guys. I want to put this out there. I want to start sharing my work. So it's a big milestone for me to think back to my first Pink Motel a couple years ago and how far that I've come in my journey with shooting and my journey with editing, just in my creative world, how far I've come from that point up until today. And for me, it's really meaningful. And also to see how those relationships have flourished over the years too, right? Unfortunately, some things have unfolded and they've shifted a lot of the relationships for the better. They've shifted a lot of that situation and my association with that event for the better. So Pink is very, very important to me. It's my number one. It's the one event I really look forward to every single year. And this year was incredibly special. We knew that it was going to be big. We knew people were going to show up. We saw it. We were like, okay, this is going to be nuts. And sure enough, it really was. The weather was fucking insane too. For those of you who were there during the day, you know what I'm talking about. Almost positive we hit triple digits. It was fucking horrendous. Not even slightly enjoyable. It was really fucking bad. You couldn't get me to shoot for anything. I had my whole rig set up. Everything was done. They were like, all right, bro, I'll see you out there. And I'm like, nope. And people asking me, hey, bro, like, are you going to shoot? Are you going to shoot? I'm like, nope. Fuck that. I ain't doing all that shit. Because, dude, for me, especially with my rig, the way it was set up, I'm like, dude, this is so heavy. 1. 2, I'm not going to be out here sweating my ass off, losing my fucking mind to try and capture this shit. Like, I also, like I talked to you guys about before, right? Like, I'm really bad about being so hard on myself. And sometimes I want to just enjoy things for what they are, that it doesn't always have to be work 24/7 all the time. And I feel like a lot of these events that I attend now, because it's a part of my job, I don't enjoy them. And I wanted to enjoy some of this event. So when I saw one of my boys, Julian, which normally, at least for the past couple of years, like he's been going with me, I want to spend time with him. I want to kick back. I want to shoot the shit. I want to talk. I want to see what's good. So there's nothing wrong with me doing that. Catching up with people, shaking hands, giving hugs. Hey, bro, how you been? Da, da, da. That's what this is about too. It's about that whole community aspect. So I got to kind of step outside of that. And during the event, I was really hard on myself for not doing certain things. But later on in the day, even the next day, like the following on Sunday, I said, you know what? It's cool. I'm not going to beat myself up for it. I shot what I shot, and I still need to process some of that footage, but my time has been extremely limited, which is hard when it comes to video because video is so time consuming. Any of you guys who edit video, or if you know somebody who's in that space, you already have somewhat of an insight. Any of you who've tried to edit video, you already know. You're like, fuck, it's a real pain in the ass. I don't know, me personally, too many designers that do what I do, because that alone, they're like, dude, I don't want to put in the time. I don't have the time. It's just fucking nuts. And it is. It takes a very, very long time to process video, right? Like I've had times where it's been 8-10 hours to do a minute and a half clip, because I'm chopping and I'm making sure everything fits a certain way, and I edit a certain way. I have a certain style to my videos. So everything has to be calculated, right? So it's tough. So one of these days I will get to that footage and probably release something. So we'll see. I wish I could tell you guys when. Normally I would drop the video. So I would have dropped it like the following week, but the bandwidth has been basically 0. So I haven't had the fucking time. But when I do have some time, I will definitely go back, edit that footage, get it out. That way you guys can see what was going on. But the event was incredibly successful. The amount of people, just spectators in general, that showed up to show love for the club, to show love for the event, for the space, was unbelievable. I don't think I've ever seen that many people there, ever. And every year the event keeps growing, and it's amazing. And I can't even understand or fathom what's going to happen next year, right? Because it's growing so much and at a rapid rate, where the club is getting all this exposure. It's getting all kinds of love. There's guys that are building their cars to release at this event. So it's almost hitting like a SEMA type of point. And I'm not trying to compare it necessarily to SEMA, but it's reaching that level of exposure where people are like, okay, this is my end date. This is what I have to do, right? There was a couple people, mainly one of my boys, Bams, who was building up his Grand Prix. He did a bare metal to finish car in 3 months, which is fucking insane. If you're in the automotive industry, you already know how this works. You know how hard it is to build a car in general, let alone paint, body, and full build at that, right? And his was very much that. Paint down to bare metal, build a whole new car essentially, complete color change, exterior mods, body work, all kinds of shit, right? Redoing the hydraulics, interior, again, ground up. And it's like, okay. And I get it, it's not bolt off restoration, but again, when you're building cars or any sort of, if you're in that realm, you know how long it takes to do certain things. Suspension work takes a long time. Paint takes a long time. Interior takes a long time. Metalwork, fab, all of it takes a long time. So when you take all of those, crunch them into 3 months, that's not a normal fucking thing to do. Most people don't do that. Again, it gives off a very SEMA vibe. And if you've ever built a car for SEMA or been a part of a company who's built a car for SEMA, you understand what that stress level is. And most of the time, people will start it super last minute. And not that this was started last minute, because it wasn't. It was calculated. But you would think it's like, oh man, I got to give myself more time. But it's okay. Decisions happen. People come on board. You get excited and you fucking pull the trigger. And honestly, it was the best possible thing. Because I think working under the gun to this extent makes it exciting. It makes it fun. It adds to the story. And I feel like it's like when you hear people say like, oh, like do it for the plot. That's a part of this, right? This story will never leave the car. It will never leave the family. That's something that Bams and I will talk about forever. When we're talking about planning the color, naming the car, going through this, talking about wheels, fitment, tires, XYZ, the flake that's going to go on the roof, who's going to do the striping, everything. This is a story that, like me personally, I will never in my life forget. And for those of you who saw me post his car, he had made a tribute essentially thanking everybody who was involved. And that's incredible. Like, I am extremely honored to have even been mentioned and to even be a part of this process from the very beginning up until the day of the show. Like down to where we're going to park the car and all of that. Like that was something I've only ever done for myself. I've done it for other homies like within the JDM community. But once I got into this side, it is very different. I never thought I'd be a part of something like that. So shouts to Bams for including me, making me feel welcome, making me feel loved, like really a part of the family. Because this is something that you don't just do, right? Like a lot of people keep their builds in secret. Sometimes you get the opposite where people will put everything online and they want everybody to be a part of it, which is cool too. And I fuck with that and I get that side. But then there's the other side where it's like, let's keep this shit low key, which is more my style. That's how I've done things. I've built cars in secret in the past. That's what I did with the Q. I was stacking parts, had the car parked in my garage, and next thing you know, it was out. So it's really exciting. And I know what that's like. And when I saw how people were reacting to his car, it brought up these like really amazing feelings for me, because I remember what that was like, releasing a car at my own event. And for him, that's what he was doing. Debuting a car at his very own event. That's his club, right? That's his proving ground. That's the one that they hold. Like everybody knows who's out here in SoCal. You know who Genocide is. If you're a part of that scene or you're even remotely somewhat familiar, you know. Even homies on my side, right? Like from the JDM culture, Euro, all that, they know what my affiliation is with the club. And they know about the club because of me. They might not fully understand what's going on, but they're just like, that's the club, right? So for him, it's a big fucking deal. But the overall event, again, it went the fuck off. People loved the car. They were storming it the entire day. Pictures, cameras going off in every fucking way, shape, and form, right? So somebody that showed up to the event that was really fucking cool, and I was hoping she would show up, is Georgia, and also her husband too, Jaime. Dude, both of them are phenomenal builders. If you follow either of them on Instagram, you guys already know what I'm talking about. Georgia's built super fucking insane trucks. She also has a badass lowrider too. Her husband, complete staple in the mini truck game, has held it down forever and is still holding it down today. So shouts to both of them. But it was dope, right? Because they're out there showing their love. And to me, when you get people of a certain status, not that it puts the event on the map, but it kind of does in a way, because it's like, well, y'all drove out here for San Bernardino, which is far as fuck, because for me to get to the event, it's like sub an hour and a half. Yeah, about an hour and a half with traffic. It's a really shit spot to get to, like out in the valley. So you figure that plus like another hour, or probably more, to be honest. So if it takes you 2.5 to 3 hours to get to this event, there's a reason why you travel. You're not just going there because it's some whatever event. It's something that is monumental. It's something that means something to the scene. And you being there solidifies that, right? So it was sick to see them kind of navigating, checking cars out, checking the scene out, who's dropping what, who's doing, all of these things. Because there was multiple cars that kind of came out that day that haven't been out in a long time, or that are debuting and like at different levels. It's like, dude, this is sick. Can you imagine where these people are going to be at next year? So it's dope. It's dope to see it. It's cool to see all these people out here. So overall, badass. Really, really badass. And it was interesting because Julian and I were having a conversation, and we were talking about photography in general, right? Because he's shooting right now. He's kind of dipping his toes into the water, doing this whole thing, picking up cameras, fucking around. And he's doing well. And I'm like, bro, you know what? You can't let people and their words or whatever, you can't let that shit influence what you're doing. You got to just get out there and do the damn thing. He had certain conversations with photographers that were there, not going to drop any names. And me personally, I was pissed that he had those sorts of interactions, right? Because I feel like so many people are quick to be like, oh, like you're shooting with that, like, oh. And it's like, well, what? Like, dude, I know so many fucking people, tens of thousands of dollars worth of equipment, and can't shoot worth a dick. Because to me, I really don't think your equipment makes you who you are. I think if you are a talented producer when it comes to photography, cinema, anything like that, I feel like you can kind of make anything work. Because you have an eye, you have an understanding, you have that artistic perspective that so many people are lacking. And that's why people go to you, right? That people like your style, people like your vision, people like your shots, your composition, whatever the fuck it may be. So you having a setup worth God knows how many thousands of dollars, it doesn't matter to me. Like, if I don't know your work, if I don't anything like that, like, fuck that. Dude, I know people out there that are producing some of the sickest shit that I've seen on, film cameras that are worth a couple dollars. So make it make sense. Why is it that there's people out here that feel entitled, or that, that want to drop, oh, I shoot for this, or I am this person, or whoever? It's like, dude, I really don't give a shit. If you're not cool, if you don't act right, if you don't support and bring people onto the game, like, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, at one point in the day, I had this kid, I was standing by my buddy Armando's car, by his Impala. So we're off to the side and just kicking it, right? His car is really badass. His boy's car was with us too. This guy Mercado, painted up all crazy too. And this kid walks up next to me and sees my rig. I had already broken it all down and I was basically on my hand rig. So he's like, bro, he's like, excuse me, what kind of camera is that? So I was breaking it down for him, and all that. And he goes, dude, that looks so crazy. I've never seen something like that before. And I noticed he was a really young kid. And so I go, yeah, man, it's this, break it all down. And so I go, so what are you shooting with, man? And then so he kind of tucked his camera away and he's like, oh, just a point and shoot. And I was like, hey, don't do that. And he looked at me kind of funny. He's like, don't do what? I said, don't do that. I said, I asked you a question, homie. What are you shooting with? So then he showed me his camera. And it was a little like Fujifilm, just point and shoot film camera. I said, that's fucking sick, dude. That is fucking sick. I love that. I say, keep shooting, dude. I go, this is what's important, bro. I say, you're out here. You're out here going through roles. You're figuring it out. You're seeing what's up. I said, you need to get the understanding, right? I said, it's all about fundamentals, man. And so when you understand how to shoot, that's it. Later on, you can go up if you want to go up. If you want to get different gear, get different gears. Oh yeah, bro, I want to get this camera. I said, that's cool, man. Run it up. Run it up. I said, but don't ever let anybody, any fucking photographer, I said, and to be honest with you, any real creator will never put you down. They'll never make you feel inferior, less than in any way, shape, or form. In fact, they should be fucking gassing you up, telling you how sick it is and seeing what's up and telling you what the possibilities are. So you can have an understanding and be excited to be here, right? Because that's what this is about. It's not about being like, oh, I shoot with this, like, so you can't sit with us. And I feel like a lot of people in that creative space, especially within photography, they act some sort of way. This too cool for school type of vibe. And to me, it's a bunch of bullshit. It is a bunch of bullshit. It's just this fucking cool kids club. And I'm like, y'all are a bunch of fucking rejects. Like, get the fuck out of here. That's not the vibe. If you're not going to put something out that's good, inspire people to be here, inspire people to do and be their best, what's the point? So I saw the kid's attitude and demeanor change. By the end of the conversation, he was super excited and happy and this. And I was like, look, bro, try something like this. Trying to get him inspired to take some shots. Stoked on it. His homie that was with him, same thing, stoked on it. And I'm like, that's what's up. That's what's up, right? Now I got two young guns out here that are going to push it. They want to do better. They want to go find shit. They want to be inspired. And I'm like, hell yeah, run it up. Go find your inspiration, bro. Like, this is a fucking place to be. You're in a historic place at one of the baddest events that goes down all year round. This is all you need. You got your boy next to you. You're straight. Get the fuck out of here. Go take some pictures. Go have a good time. Enjoy yourself. So like, that was sick, dude. And I had a bunch of little moments like that at Pink that made this year really special. And again, that's something I'll never forget. Super, super grateful to be a part of it. Super grateful to have been invited to be able to do what I do in this space and see the homies thrive. You know, another one of my buddies that was out there vending, David from Wishful Thinking, fucking killing it, dude. Killing it. People out there loving the merch, loving him, loving his vibe, what he has to bring, what he offers as a person. And I'm like, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's what this shit is, right? Shit's about community. Seeing the homies come up. Super sick, right? So that event went down. Great day overall. Big success. No issues. No bullshit. Great time. And we fast forward to this past weekend. I had, there's this company called Nosed and Decked that hosts a show called Chopped and Dropped. And they throw it at this bar in Long Beach called Roxanne's. And last year, I want to say is the first time that they had it at this bar, at least under this event title. Maybe I'm wrong. I think it might have been even possibly 2 years ago if they started it. But last year, I would say, is the first year that it kind of was really advertised and pushed and almost like anticipated. But this year, it was fucking blown out of the water. 5:30 in the morning, the whole street was already taken up. Me personally, I didn't get up that early to go shoot, but I had other homies who were there by 6 in the morning saying, dude, the street was already packed. People were already parking in the neighborhoods. Like, it was nuts. Super badass event. And it's very much within like the custom, hot rod, like that era of like Americana, which is dope. And the bar in that area of Long Beach is historic, which is really cool. So everything just kind of looks old school. It has an old school feel. So to see the cars in their appropriate elements, for me, is what makes that event. The cars are badass. Everything else is cool, but it's just seeing those cars in that place, right? Because it's hard to transport yourself, which I think is a big reason why people love the Pink Motel so much. Because how often do you get to take cars and put them in their respectable places in time? It's very fucking rare that you will see that. And all of those cars that go down at Pink are very appropriate. That's what you would see back in the day. Same thing with Chopped and Dropped, right? Like, you would see them parked on the boulevard in a heritage part of Long Beach, which, I mean, back then, obviously, it wasn't a historic part. That was just Long Beach. But now, since we consider it that, it just all makes sense. It makes sense to see a 50s truck that's all badass with super nice paint. And then it makes sense to see a fucking Thunderbird that's all fucking chopped up and looks sick. And there it goes. You know, or a Riviera that's really badass and has a flaked out roof and this, and this. It's like sick. Or a Rat Rod. See a 42 Ford chopped up. Cool. V8, pipe sticking out, making all kinds of noise, slicks on the back. it's being transported, right? And I love that there's people that are taking the time to put these events on to show and take people to a different place and time, because that's what we need to do. That's how you preserve cultures. You take these things and you're like, hey, let me remind you of what it was like, or let me show you what it was like. Because a lot of these guys that are hosting these events, they were around for that, you know? It was their high school. For some of them, it was like their childhoods. I remember when my dad used to drive around here in our XYZ, and now it's them driving around with their kids in that same area, parked up in those same places on the boulevard, holding it down, being like, damn, dude, crazy how 20, 30 years down the road, I didn't know that I'd be in this place and that I would be doing this. Like, I knew cars would never leave my life, but to that extent where it becomes your life is nuts. And I love seeing it. I love being a part of it. And it's kind of a tough event at the same time, because my uncle, Fredo, was really close to the owner of that bar, Roxanne's. And like, I know if he would have still been here today, he would have been there on Saturday just to check it out, just to see what's good, right? Because it's up the street from his house. And he loved that. Like, he was a car guy through and through. He didn't care what it was. He just wanted to be a part of it. And I know he would have loved it. So me walking around, like, I can't help but think about him and just his love for the game. So it was sick. Just the entire event was incredible. Some of the cars that were released, debuted, it's like, fuck, these guys did it. You know, there was a dude who went out to Pink in like a teal, I say it's very much like in the teal family, like a ranchero. Super fucking sick. All tubed up rear end, painted, striped, clean. That fucking car is beautiful. But I didn't see it run at Pink. So it ran on Saturday. It was running, it was driving, and it was parked right there at the bar. I'm like, you see, dude, this is hard. This is what the fuck I came here for, you know? And I ran into another buddy, Rich, with his truck, fucking gorgeous, which I'll be posting today, so on Wednesday. So for those of you who listen and or watch this episode today, today's post is his truck. For those of you guys who catch it tomorrow or any other day, the post that I made on Wednesday, June 11th, is his truck. But sick overall. Loved it. Then things kind of took a bit of a change, right? So I finished up. I met up. I was out. My aunt was there also on Saturday. She was vending her michelada mix, so she was doing her thing. I was talking with her, catching up. Saw Mikey, saw a bunch of homies. All good vibes, right? All good things. Eventually, we all take off. And we're like, all right, cool. So for me, I'm like, I'm going to just head home, grub, and that's it. Just kick back. Because originally I was supposed to go to the Jada Toys event. I was going to take the queue, but my wheels aren't ready yet, so I wasn't able to make it. But probably for good reason. I know they say everything happens for a reason, but I feel like everything really did happen for a reason. So when I'm driving home on Saturday, I noticed that at a certain point on the 710, traffic was fucking horrendous. Now I'm like, oh man, this sucks, bro. It says that there's some sort of stoppage going on, right? Like I'm looking on Google Maps and I'm like, all right, well, let's see what's up. I'm coming up to the Alondra, or was it Alondra, Atlantic? One of those two, something like that. Started with an A. I'll be forgetting. Anyways, coming up to that, and I see cops lining the bridge. And I'm like, what the fuck? The off-ramp is same thing, lined with cops in both directions. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? The whole other side of the freeway is like stopped up. It's getting shut down to certain lanes. My side of the freeway was basically just, you couldn't get off. So it was just to keep going straight down the freeway. And then it hit me, right? Because the raids had started. So I go, oh shit, dude. I see FBI vehicles. I see ICE vehicles. There's multiple helicopters. Again, lined cops, probably well over 100 cars just over the entire freeway. And where I was seeing was essentially right by this Home Depot that's right there. And so I was coming up into the city of Paramount, like, well, part of Compton, Paramount border. So that's when I realized, I was like, oh, fuck, this is a raid, right? This is something involved. They're just shutting down this whole area. So when I got home, or I called my mom before I got to the pad and I said, hey, dude, this is going on. Like, is this regarding the raids? She goes, yeah, dude, it's all over the news. It's really fucking bad. She goes, get home. So they're okay, cool. And it's really close to my house. So I get home a couple minutes later. And I'm like, dude, what's up? It's all over the news, right? Shit's going down. You can see that there's shit going down between the people and the cops, right? Situation's already erupted. And so immediately I start talking to my mom about it. And I'm just like, I think I was so overwhelmed with emotions. Like I was just like crying because you're watching people that are like helpless being attacked. It's fucked up. Like what makes that okay? You got all these day laborers, dudes that are just trying to figure it out, trying to make work, trying to feed their families, all of a sudden being attacked in this sort of way. Like I understand where the nation comes from. Not saying like where Trump is coming from, but like just from a law standpoint, like I get that. If you're here illegally, things have to be dealt with a certain way. I get that. I understand. But why is it that these people have to be attacked, right? There's criminals. There's people out here doing really bad shit. Yet let's go after the ones that are at Home Depot just trying to make a living, just trying to figure it out. That was really fucked up, right? And that started a whole uprising. So I was kind of a mess about it. I was like, anytime I would start to talk about it or feel some sort of way, it was almost like I didn't have enough words and I would just start fucking crying about it because it hurts, right? It hurts to watch your people be attacked in this way, to be sought after in this way, almost like just easy targets. And you're like, fuck, man, this is bullshit. This is actual bullshit. So I had posted the sighting, like when I got home, just, hey, they're right here. They're in between these streets. They're off of this freeway. Stay the fuck out of the area, XYZ, da, da, da. And so as the day went on, I noticed that I had lost a couple followers and I was like, oh, interesting. And I don't know who, I don't watch my followers like that. I just saw the numbers start to drop. So I said, okay, interesting. And all I did was post a sighting. I didn't post or say anything else. It was simply just, hey, this is the place, tag the location. And then my next slide that was after that on my story was just to stay safe out there. And apparently it hit people a certain way and they didn't like it. So I said, okay, I understand. I get it. You're not here for this shit. Cool. Get the fuck out of here. All good. The protests that erupted on Sunday and Monday were a whole different beast. You have all these people that are upset, that are looking at this shit and saying, hey, this is wrong. This is fundamentally wrong. Like, where the fuck is any ounce of your humanity? These people are being attacked. They're being sought after. And again, ways that they can't even defend themselves. And not that they're supposed to, but again, they're just trying to make a fucking living. You have the art district on Friday that was attacked. And it's like, what the fuck? Going into warehouses, storming and grabbing people. They don't even know who's who. They're just grabbing people. They're like, fuck it, dude. We'll take everybody now and we'll ask questions later. And a lot of the times that's what's happening, right? And that's why now there's so many people who are lost in the system. Can't be tracked. Mothers, fathers, children, all over the place. Where are they? I don't know. Because nobody was taken with appropriate time. No one was taken with appropriate paperwork. No one was assigned this. No one was assigned that. No one had time to do anything. It was just fucking take them now, ask questions later. That's really fucked up to watch. And I understand that we have our bills that protect us. California being a sanctuary state. For those of you guys who don't know what that is or you're not aware of that, I have some information here. I'll share it with you guys that way. Again, for those of you who are not around here or you don't know, you're about to know in a second. So we are a sanctuary state. And primarily what that's defined by is SB 54. So it's also known as the California Values Act. There's all kinds of things that this stands for, but essentially the law restricts state and local law enforcement from using their resources for federal immigration enforcement, with some exceptions, but it essentially bars California police from aiding in federal efforts to identify and deport undocumented immigrants. So there's all kinds of hearsay and there's all kinds of shit going down, right? That, oh my God, the police are doing this, the police are doing this. It's not the police. It's ICE. The police actually cannot get involved. If they're there to support or something, That's all they're there for. They can't put their hands on people. They can't take people and put them in their vehicles. They can't do shit like that. But ICE is a whole different fucking game. They're coming in here, shutting shit down, going after all these people in all these fucking areas, which we will get to, like up until this day, things are way the fuck out of hand. And like all of this shit is getting thrown out the window, right? Everything that this act stands for, everything that this bill stands for is being gone against. We have a president right now that is running amok, saying that LA is under fire and that everything's fucked up and oh my God. And then you have the deployment of National Guard and Marines. And it's like, we didn't need that. We didn't ask for that. Not that I stand by the people in power for the state of California necessarily, because I don't think they've made the best decisions. But I think what they're saying right now in the public space, in these interviews, in all these speaking sessions, right, where they're being given a chance to say what's going on, we never asked for any of this. The police department, the sheriffs, local law enforcement in general had everything under control from the very fucking jump. The military's job is to be there protecting the federal buildings, which I understand. They're chilling there, but that's literally what they're doing. They're chilling there in front of these buildings. They're not out here fucking people up. They're not out here walking the streets and doing this. But the problem with that is, which I understand where Mayor Bass is coming from, where she's like, this ensues fear. It's the same thing that even Newsom's talking about, right? Everyone in general is talking about this. There's military in the streets, regardless if they're not doing anything. They're there with their shields. They're there with their guns. And that strikes fear into people's hearts. What do some people do when they're afraid? They react. Is it the best reaction? No, not all the time. But I think with the protests that are starting and that have been going down, especially on Sunday and Monday, it's sad that certain people are getting pointed out, right? They're saying, oh, all these fucking people, look at them. They're ruining cop cars, which I don't agree with, because like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Some of these cops, yeah, se estaban pasando for sure. Like they're out here doing wild shit. Like there's that one cop that shot that reporter from Australia with a rubber bullet for no fucking reason. Like the video blatantly shows him turning to her and just being like, bah, wasn't even close to the cop. She was in her own distance, just reporting for her news station in Australia, and bam, she gets pelted. So I'm not saying that shit, like that the cops aren't the problem. There are certain ones, of course, but you can't lump them all, because a lot of them are just fucking standing there. They're just there with their shields. If they're being told to move crowds back, they're moving crowds back. If some people are wilding out towards them, it's like, well, what the fuck, dude? Like, you can't swing on an officer. I don't care what the situation is, right? Like, you got to have some level of respect, and you can't just be out here doing dumb shit and expecting to not get pelted or not get hit or not get dealt with a certain way. And even then, some of these fools are wilding out on cops, because I'm watching it go down, and I'm also seeing homie stories where it's like, I mean, damn, fool, that cop should have laid your ass out. And he literally just stood there and just took it and was like, okay, fuck, dude, like just move back. That's it. I'm not saying they're all like that. I'm not trying to sit here and defend them, but I don't think that was necessarily the answer, right? All these people throwing cinder blocks and trying to light fucking cop cars on fire. You had all those Waymos. I think it was like 5 or 6 cars that got set on fire. Like, what the fuck do the Waymos have to do with anything? For those of you guys who don't know what Waymos are, it's like they're fully automated vehicles that are essentially Ubers or like taxis in a way, but they're automated. They run cameras all over the place. There's no people. They're what do you call it? I think they're called autonomous vehicles, if I remember correctly. So basically they move on their own. They're all computer, everything. It's like that. What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with ICE being here doing these raids? Why are we lighting these shits on fire? So like Waymos are just there, and all of a sudden we're just gonna fucking burn this shit just because and write fuck ICE all over them. Again, what the fuck do Waymos have to do with ICE? Nothing. Same shit with all these businesses that are being attacked and being broken into and being looted. What the fuck does that have to do with ICE? What does that have to do with the Marine deployment? With fucking military? With Trump? What does it have to do with anything? Nothing, dude. You have these people that have worked their entire fucking life to have a business wherever the fuck they have it, selling whatever they sell. And you're just like, let's just break in here and fuck it all up because fuck ICE. Again, even saying that shit, doesn't it sound stupid as fuck? There's people out here that are taking advantage of the situation. And it's sad because news outlets aren't showing that. You have to go find that. You have to go find the peaceful protesters because they're everywhere. Everything that was going down in Grand Park, at City Hall, even the people that were in front of the federal buildings, they're just there. But what was the news outlet showing you guys? Oh, LA's under fire. They're showing you right there by the freeway, the Hollywood freeway, the 101. They're showing you a very select, small group of people wilding out doing dumb shit. They're not showing you the peaceful protests. Why? Because people don't want to see that. People want to see chaos. They want to ensue fear. They want to make you think everything is under fire. Everything's going crazy. It's not like that. And I can also tell you that because I can't tell you how many homies I had that were out there that stay in that general area. And it was easy for them to access these things, to go to the protests, make shit. And they're like literally sending me shit personally, being like, bro, everybody's chilling over here. Because I'm over here like, hey, bro, are you okay? Like, apparently these cars are on fire and all this. We're like, dude, that's like way the fuck over there. Over here, everyone's kicking it. There's music. There's bandas over here. People are dancing. They're like, everyone's united. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. Like, I see this shit now. I see it. You don't want to broadcast that. Let's show this bad shit, right? And depending on the network, how it leans, they'll probably show you more bad shit than good shit, of course, right? Because they want to defend everything that Trump is putting out there, everything that our president is saying and doing, right? That LA's under fire and that if it wasn't for him deploying the military, everything would go to absolute shit. And that's far from the fucking truth. Everything was under control as it was, right? Everyone's doing their fucking job. Even the police chief is like, dog, I don't understand. We have it all under control. Yes, people have been arrested. Yes, people have been wilding out. But also, if you look at those people who are being arrested and fucking up, like, dog, you can't take your motorcycle and just fucking throw it into the cops. Like, what the fuck did you think was going to happen? You thought they weren't going to arrest your dumbass? Now you're over here trying to attack law enforcement. All they're doing is fucking standing there. They're just chilling. They're just trying to hold the line. That's it. Trying to keep peace. You're over here wilding out. Select group of people. Shit's fucked up. So I think there's so much that's being blown out of proportion and that's not being televised. It's not being shown. If you guys are curious, ask somebody who lives in LA. If you don't know what's going on, ask somebody who lives in LA. Someone who's around this shit, who's seen it every fucking day, who's been out on the street, who's driven, who's seen people with signs, who've seen this shit being empty. Talk to people, ask people. Don't just take what's being shown to you, right? Ask fucking questions. Go look, go see what's up. Because that's where the answers are at, right? Go to the fucking source. I have people reaching out and asking me from other parts of the fucking world, homies in the UK, Australia, being like, hey, dude, what's going on? Because I'm seeing this and seeing that, but I don't really know what's up. And I'm like, hey, let me tell you. XYZ. Oh, shit, dude. Yeah, so it's a real problem, but it's to a lot of the extent, it's not what they're showing you. So you got to take that shit with a grain of salt, And I know I keep looking down at my notes because I have a lot that we're covering today. I have a lot of shit that we're talking, And even on Monday, with all this being said, I made my car post as I normally do. A lot of people were saying you shouldn't be posting unless it's about this. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to post what I post because that's what people come to my page for. It's not a political page. It's not where I post my personal life. Very rare do I share something personal. This is for art. My page is for art. It is for creating. And if I can give people a few moments to get away from what's going on, I don't think there's any harm in that. Again, not even just this podcast, but my page, it's like I push something good. I want to push love. I want to push creativity. I want to push that this is a safe space. I wanted people to at least escape for a few minutes and say, oh, you know what, dude, this car is fucking sick. That's so cool. I love that. Right after that, on my story, I was posting some information about the protesting. Safe ways to protest. Phone numbers, if somebody family member, friends, if somebody was taken, if they were picked up by immigration, how to source them, how to find them. For homies who are out here that can't go to the markets because they're afraid, how to get groceries to them, resources for them, numbers to call, anything like that. Other homies who are arrested in the protests, who they can call, who their families can call, how to make a plan if somehow you're going to be in an area that you could be arrested, all kinds of shit, right? Just resources. I saw numbers start to dip again, followers start to leave. And I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't even post anything about sides. But the one thing that I did share was there was a black and white picture and it was just type. and it said something along the lines of, how would I word it? It was basically like, if this doesn't bother you, then like that's what bothers me. Like if you think that what is going on right now, that these raids, if you think this is okay, and you just are simply living your life and not giving a fuck because it doesn't involve you, that shit bothers me. It really strikes a fucking chord, because I don't understand that. Just because it doesn't affect you personally, how do you not have an ounce of humanity to say, fuck, dude, I can't even imagine what that feels like. And when you know people, when you have people in your family that this directly affects, that level of fear, that level of worry, that level of angst is very different. It's fucking unmatched. When you're looking out for the homies and say, hey, stay home. Let me know if you need something. Don't leave the fucking house. Because if they get you, dog, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And it's a scary fucking thought. And people don't understand that shit. And I don't expect people to understand, because I can't expect myself of other people. But this is bullshit. What is happening right now is, it's fucking disgusting. And that there's people out here that are really supporting these types of movements and saying, you know what? Fuck these motherfuckers. Like, what? For what? Because they're out here trying to work? Because they're out here trying to provide? Like, that's chicken shit, dude. Like, you can't be about the culture and not support its people. You get me? That is Southern California. We are a fucking melting pot. But how many motherfuckers out here being like, ooh, you know, I love this, I love that, I love tacos, I love XYZ. That is brown culture. That motherfuckers literally are appropriating the culture. So it's like, it's okay for you to do that, but fuck the people behind the culture. Fuck the actual people. I just want the culture. That's not how that shit works, dude. When you're out there and you're supporting and you do this type of shit and you say, I fuck with this and I stand by this, I dress this way, I listen to this music, I am like this, and this. But fuck the people, fuck you. That's fucking culture vulture at its finest. Which they're everywhere. They're all over the fucking place. But especially in places that is so populated by people who have these very rich cultures. So when you think about shit like that, you think of LA, California in general, but Southern California for sure, New York, melting pots, places full of culture, full of people, full of backgrounds that all kind of melt together and we make something. What do you do when you remove all of that? What is it? What is it that these fucking places stand for? It's the people. The people are what make the place. When you remove these people, you don't have anything left. You don't have shit. And it's crazy, dude. Like, and what I get to with all of it is like if you don't like the shit that I'm saying right now, it's cool. You can leave. It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't bother me. I would rather you not be here and not be a part of this conversation, which I'm willing to have with anybody. People can reach out. We can have conversations. I'm here. I don't know everything, but I can discuss things that I know. And I don't want to make this entire fucking podcast like super fucking political and go all this, or I'm super for this or super for that. All I'm telling you is right now what's happening is wrong. And if you support that and if you're for that, you can fuck off in the most disrespectful way. People like that, like, I'm not trying to be in your presence. I'm not trying to fuck with you, because that makes me feel like, what do you really think about me? How do you really feel about me? So you mean to say, if you could deport me in some way, if you can get rid of me and my family that have welcomed you into my fucking home, I've cooked for you before, my mom, my grandma have cooked for you before, things like that, and you mean to tell me I'm just supposed to be cool with shit like that? I'm supposed to just stand there and act like nothing's fucking wrong? That we've been out, we've kicked it, and what? Secretly you like low-key kind of hate me and my people and what I stand for? Like, you see what I'm trying to say? Nobody thinks about this type of shit. Fucking think about it, dude. The people around you will tell you who you fucking are. If you're surrounded by scumbags who are just like, oh, I support this because XYZ, what the fuck? Question those fucking people. Hey, why do you support that? Because that shit doesn't support you, right? Like, you understand that. All these fucking people, think about it. In the voting process, you can say whatever you want about the voting process. I don't give a fuck, dude. Who knows if it's fixed? Whatever, powers that be, it doesn't fucking matter to me. Things were fed a certain way, and you had a lot of Latinos that voted for a certain person who is in office right now. That person never gave a fuck about those people. It is very much evident, including what's happening right now, right? It's like, how does that make sense? That person that was supposed to be supposedly down for you guys, and oh, this and this, we're gonna make changes. Yeah, changes, dog. The changes are to get rid of you and your fucking family, because you're the fucking problem. Make it make sense. People who support that, it's a bunch of bullshit. It's one thing to support the party, ideals, whatever, but standing behind people who are blatantly racist, who are blatantly leaning towards a certain way for no other reason than simply saying, because it's supposed to be like this. I'm sorry. What? So if I ask you a question and you don't have a fucking answer, not that you need to answer to me, who the fuck am I, right? But if you don't have any sort of backup, like, what the fuck is that? It's almost my same argument that I have with faith. You have so many people that will sit there and just put faith down your throat and, oh, this, and this, and this. But when you question them about their faith, they get offended and they freak out and they get angry because no one is ever supposed to question that and this, and this. It's actually the opposite. So with regards to faith, when I was in high school, I went to a Catholic school, private, and I went through all those measures. I was in trouble for reading certain parts of the Bible. I used to get in trouble for speaking, for asking questions and doing this and doing that, constantly getting sent to the office, saying that I was being disrespectful, and all I'm doing is asking questions. I just wanted to understand. Why couldn't we read this part of the book? Why couldn't we do this? Why can't you question your faith? Because they don't want you to question that. They want you to just go along with everything. And doesn't that sound a lot like what the government's doing right now? Don't ask questions, just shut the fuck up and keep your head down. But the nails that stick up, they're the ones that get hit the hardest, right? And that's not how it works, dude. Like, to resist is something good because you're questioning what the fuck is the reason. Why is this happening? Says who? Says what? What, you know what I mean? Like, that's what this is about, man. It's about questioning, and people never like to be questioned because it shakes them a little bit. It means that they have to defend themselves. They have to speak for themselves. You can't just turn around and give me some fucking tin hat answer and say, oh, you know, the Illuminati this and they're running this. I don't give a fuck who's running what. Rockefeller this y no sé qué madre. Bullshit. It doesn't fucking matter to me. What matters to me is why you are standing behind an individual who is a racist piece of shit, who is saying that all of these things need to happen. Why is that? Why do you support this individual? Why do you stand behind it? Why is it your personality? Why is that? And they don't like it. They don't like it. But again, the matter of the fact is that the son of a bitch doesn't like you. He doesn't want you. He doesn't want anything to do with you. How can you support somebody who doesn't support you? Right? That is fucking insane. And I think fundamentally, people who can stand behind something like that, it's like, dude, I don't want you in my fucking life because you're not the person for me. You are not the person for me. Because for me to even feel slightly that it's like, you don't even like me. Not me as a person, but you don't like my race. You don't like the color of my skin. What? What do you mean? Like, make it make sense. Like, I don't get it, man. Me coming from a family of immigrants, this hits closer than anything else. Because all I see is fear. All I see is tears and angst and worry everywhere. Everywhere. People not showing up to work because they're afraid. And as they should be, because now everything is being targeted, right? There was an order that was put out yesterday that was essentially telling ICE workers to triple their arrests and just go, essentially. That's what they're being told to do. Go anywhere, go everywhere, right? How the fuck is that okay? How the fuck is that okay? Like, they're everywhere. They're literally just everywhere. I don't know how else to fucking explain it to you guys. You know, like, I'm getting alerts all day, every day on my Ring app of sightings not even 5 minutes from my house, where they're hiding in the back of stores or hiding in the back of parking lots. They're, you know, sitting there. And dude, it's like, that's essentially entrapment. You already know what you're going to do, and you're going to get these motherfuckers however you're going to do it. But it's like, you're going to churches, supermarkets, Some people are getting their doors knocked on. Like somebody on Ring this morning at 5 a.m, my phone went off. I just thought it was weird. But this lady had ICE come to her door. And the only reason why I can even tell you that is because I saw the video. She posted her Ring video. And I was like, what the fuck? Like they're door-to-dooring this shit already. And not everywhere. Not everywhere. In certain places. Like she's the first case that I've seen, at least, I'm not going to say firsthand because obviously I wasn't there, but that I've seen like that, where it's like someone's coming to your door to search for you, to search for somebody that they could be looking for. That is fucking insane. Going to high schools, going to schools in general, right, where these kids are being taken, children, 6, 7 years old, and they're being put into courtrooms by themselves because they don't have representation. They don't have lawyers. They don't have anyone to speak for them. They were just taken. And their parents don't even know where the fuck they are. How many people have been in that position, are in that position right now? This is an actual crisis. People are being hunted. Dude, so many notifications this morning of people outside of supermarkets. Oh, dude, they're over here off of Walgreens. They're getting people. They got so many people, 4, 5, 6 people. They're at the IHOP off of this. They're at this place off of this. Stater Birders over here. They got X amount of people. Like, what? Going to fields, going to the factories, going to job sites. They're going to places of construction, sweeping, going in, 20 guys, fucking taking them all, right? Like, come on, dude. What the fuck is that? Like, you know what? It's like I was having this conversation with my mom and I said, look, I understand like due process. If you're here legally and you're caught up on some bullshit, I get it. It's fucked up, right? It's fucked up, but that's what it is. It's part of the situation. But then you have these other criminals, these other bad fucking people that supposedly this initiative was getting criminals and getting this, which they've got a few, I guess, but when you compare the numbers, they don't touch to the amount of innocent people that have just been out here trying to fucking provide and make a living for themselves, for their families. There's all these videos of these kids watching their parents get torn away from them, screaming for their dads, screaming for their moms, because they're never going to see them again. Never. And who knows, like, where they're going to end up, where they're going to be in the system. It's just fucked up. This whole thing is fucked up. There's no other way to put it. But watching our people be targeted is horrible. And seeing these kids, that's what hurts the most. Because it's the kids that pay. They didn't ask for this. They came here and they're trying to make a life for themselves. And they're trying to do something. Because this is the land of opportunity. And now it's being stripped from them. Because somebody said, fuck you, you don't belong here. And that's wrong. It's fundamentally wrong. These kids come here for a better life. And they're trying. And you're going to strip that from them. They're not committing crimes. Today I was watching this little girl graduate. She's the first person. She's a first generation. First person to graduate from high school in her family. And she's here under DACA. She's protected, but she's afraid. And her mom was there and nobody else could be there from her family because her grandma's afraid and she can barely walk. And she goes, my grandma said, how am I supposed to be there? Like, what if they come for me? I can't run away. And I don't mean to get emotional with you guys, but it's fucked up and it hurts. Like, I hate seeing this shit. And it's your fucking people, man. How can this shit not hurt you? It's not their fucking fault. People come here to make a difference. And they are. This nation was built off of immigrants. This place, LA, is full of it. It's immigrants that make the culture. We welcome you with open arms. And we take care of you in any way we can. And this is bullshit.
It's wrong. It's fucking wrong in every way, shape, and form. And if you don't agree with me, then fuck you, dude. Fully. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not trying to deal with your bitch ass. Like, get out. We don't need you. I don't need your negativity. My people don't need your negativity. Get the fuck out of here, man. Because this shit bothers me. It strikes home. I could never imagine being in her position, being afraid for herself, for her family. You're a teenager, man. What the fuck are you gonna do? Nothing. Some of these kids are being released into the world on their fucking own because their parents got fucking captured. Because they're trying to fucking make a living so their kids can eat. And then what? Then those kids, they end up in the fucking system, which is no better. It's a piece of shit. How many kids get lost every day? You know? And I've seen so many signs at these rallies of saying, like, you don't look for missing kids this hard. There's so many kids out there that have been stripped, that have been taken from their families, and no one knows where they are. But let's go after these hardworking people. Fuck that. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. So fuck that. And I don't have like a sense, I guess, like advice in a sense, or something that I want to fucking give to you guys. I just have some words, and whatever that may be, however you want to take it, I don't know. But I say this: fight the good fight. Fight for those who can't. Speak for those who can't. Use your fucking voices. And if people don't like what you have to say, then fuck them. If you're afraid that you'll lose friends or followers, who cares? Like, you really want people who support this to be on your team anyway? You want people who can sit there and say that this is cool, that they're all right with this, that this should happen? You really want those people standing next to you as if they're not standing there with a knife at your back as it is? They'd be the first ones to throw you under the bus. I look at certain people, and even watching the way people interacted with my stories and just information that I was sharing, it spoke a lot to shit. And watching what other people would post and things that people would say, I'm like, oh shit. So this is really how you feel about this. So you're cool with all of it. Like, all right. Because it doesn't affect you. Right? Because you're not the race that's being targeted. You're not the person that's being targeted. So you don't understand. You don't get it. You're not seeing it. Like, I'm seeing this shit. It's in my fucking neighborhood, dude. Everything that went down on Saturday was 10 minutes from my pad. Everything that's been going down the past couple of days, LA is not too far from me. It's right there. But you're talking about everything, Paramount, Southgate, all kinds of these places. They're minutes from me. All of these notifications I get on Ring are minutes from me. These schools that are being targeted right here. Markets right here. So a gym, they went to an LA Fitness today, targeted a gym. It's literally up the street from my house. I'm seeing these unmarked cars everywhere. This morning, I took my grandma to a doctor's appointment. I saw some fools, and I'm like, I don't know where they're going, but I saw them driving. I'm seeing unmarked cars. And it's like, interesting. Because they're not just pulling up in ICE vehicles anymore. The Border Patrol, and there's a lot of shit that's not even fucking, not advertised at all, right? Trying to keep it low key. But it's like, nah, we see you, we know. They're showing up with plates from different states, Texas, Arizona, all over the place. So you don't even know who's who. Because here, for California, when you see shit like that, it'll be California exempt. It'll say it, CA exempt, has a plate number. And you're like, that's an op right there. But a Texas plate is a Texas plate. Arizona plate's an Arizona plate. You know what I mean? It could just be a Ford Explorer with dark tint. Like, I don't fucking know. Granted, the wheels give it away, because for those of you guys who know what cop cars look like, you already know. They run a certain type of wheel, certain type of hubcap, certain style, right? And you're like, okay, yeah, that's an op. That's an op, straight up. I already know what it is. But again, people who support this, why the fuck would you want them on your team? Let that shit speak. Let it speak. Take your notes. And if you have people that are your homies or that, you know, you fuck with close and they're like that,
Can you really fuck with them? Do you really want to fuck with people like that? Think about it. Really think about it. Because this is serious, man. What's going on right now, everything that's at stake is heavy. And, this morning I was listening to, not even this morning, probably like around noon, I was listening to essentially, not like a town hall, but the governor, the mayor was talking, right? She's doing her thing in an interview. And some people are saying this too, not just her, that this is a test to see how far the government can push against local law, to see how and what they can get away with, right? Because this isn't going to stop. This man who's in this power, in the seat, can do whatever he wants. He can throw tantrums, he can wild the fuck out, and we're the ones that pay. The citizens are the ones that pay. We pay. And they're going to see how fucking far they can push this so that they can just kind of keep, growing the envelope in that way. Let's see how big we can make the fold, right? We got to keep resisting. We got to keep showing up. We got to keep doing shit and not be afraid to use our voices. Not be afraid to share opinions, to stand for something right. Stand for something just. Because if it was your fucking family, if it was your kids, your sons, your daughters, your fucking nieces, your nephews, your moms, your grandmas, your aunts, whoever that was being taken, that was being stripped from you, this would bother the fuck out of you. This would affect you. But because it's not, don't say that this isn't a fucking problem. This is where you live. This is the nation that you fucking live in. This is what is happening right now. This is very fucking real. What's happening in LA will slowly start to happen in other places. And that's what they're talking about. This is supposed to last 30 days. And there's already talk of an extension to 90 days of raids. And you don't think the arrests are going to grow? You don't think these raids are going to get to a certain point where they're going to start knocking on your fucking door like I saw this morning? This is an issue. Educate yourself. Read. Look. Understand. Try to get the information that you need. Have the conversations with people around you. Make plans. Carry proper documentation. Because people are going to be asking. Cover yourself, cover your family, make sure everyone, all your loved ones, if something does happen, this is what we're going to do. This is the plan. It's a scary conversation, but like my family and I, we've had the conversation. Homies that are in certain situations, I've had talks with them. Hey, if this, and this is what we do. Understand, understood. Boom, boom, boom. Everybody's on the same page because this isn't a joke. So pay attention. Open your fucking eyes. Look at what's around you. This is really going down, y'all. This is the world that we fucking live in. It's starting to spread. It's starting to go around. Open up. Just like they were talking about. This is a test. They're going to see how fucking far they can push, what the resistance is, and what they got to do. But just remember, don't fucking believe everything that you see. Educate yourself. Find the fucking answers. Ask people. If you don't live here, ask people who do. Reach out to me. Rob, what the fuck's going on? I'll tell you what's up. I don't know everything, but I can tell you what's good just from what I see. Just from driving around in my general neighborhood within a 10-minute fucking radius, I can tell you what's going on around here. I can tell you a lot of fucking shit. So be careful, y'all. It's scary times. Hug your loved ones. Keep them close. Be smart. Move smart. Move fucking smart right now. If you don't got to be in certain places, don't be there. You know what I mean? Same thing with your loved ones. If they don't have to be out and about and wherever, and very active areas, keep them out of there. Just keep them safe. There's people out here just trying to ensue chaos that are taking advantage of the situation and saying, you know what? Fuck this. Let's burn this. Let's break this. Let's do that. Nah, those aren't the ones. Those aren't the ones. You want to go protest? Do that shit peacefully. Do it with the right people. Be there. Stand for something good. Stand against what these other fucking assholes are doing, right? You don't want that shit. There's a good kind of chaos that you can be a part of, right? Where it's like, stand for something. Not this bullshit. Don't be an asshole. You can fucking hate this and hate that and not be a complete idiot about the whole thing. So educate yourself. But I hope that today's episode, I know it was a rough one. I know shit got really real, really fast. But this means a lot to me. I'm very passionate about it. I care. This affects me. It's my tears. It's my everything that I put into this shit because it affects me. I don't like my people being attacked. I don't like my people feeling that they can't move about. Me going to the store and seeing shit empty because straight fear. Fuck that. I thank you guys for listening, for hearing me out. I hope this sparks conversation with your homies, with your partners, with your families, with yourself. Most importantly, with yourself. Ask yourself these fucking questions. The shit that we're talking about today. Do you stand for this? Yes or no? Do you support this? Yes or no? Figure out what the fuck is going on. Figure where you stand. Talk to the people around you. Get answers. What's up? Be united. I hope this sparks all of those things. And if I said things here that made you feel some sort of way and you don't like it, it's cool. You don't have to come back. It's all good. That's what we stand for here. That's what the fuck I stand for here. I'm not going to make this a political podcast. This isn't going to turn into me talking about this and bills and all that, whatever. But this right now was very fucking necessary to speak of. That's why the podcast came back this week. I had no intent on bringing this shit back. Not anytime soon. I'm still overwhelmed. I still got a lot of shit going on. Right after this, the amount of work I have to do is nuts. Just with family, with my actual job, with all kinds of shit. But today, this had to fucking come out. This shit had to be produced. Motherfuckers need to listen. I hope this shit plays on all kinds of fucking, through speakers and TVs and all this. We stand for something here. Rob the Mic stands for something. I stand for something. And I hope that today you got a fucking understanding of that. You got an ounce of what we do here. This is about love. This is about support. This is about good. This is about positivity. We push forward here as a community, as a people, as one. And if you're not about any of that, it's cool, dog. The door's over there, the window's that way and that way. You find wherever you got to go and get the fuck out. It's cool. We don't need you here. For those of you who choose to stay, who choose to support, to fight the good fight, to stand here and stand for something good, I fuck with you. I fuck with you so much to the core. And I love you and I appreciate you. And thank you for giving me your time, your energy, everything that you do. However you take in the cast, the way I said it in the beginning. Your support means the world. That's why this fucking channel, that's why this cast stands the way it does. So thank you guys. I appreciate y'all. Be safe out there. Shit is crazy. It's getting out of control everywhere, no matter where you look. This weekend is going to be a mess. To the homies that live on the East Coast, watch yourselves. Be careful. All the homies here in LA, watch yourselves. Be careful. This weekend is going to be really something terrifying. And it's like I've said before, things are going to get a lot worse before they get better. And right now we're turning into a place that's going to be terrifying. So protect yourselves, protect the people around you, protect your peace. And just know this is a safe space. Y'all ever need to talk? Y'all ever have anything? Please do not hesitate to reach out. Reach out to me on my phone personally. DM me. Anything. Just reach out. Know that that this again is a safe fucking space. And I will help and support you however I can. So thank you guys. I love y'all. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your week. An incredible weekend ahead. And as always, I will catch you guys on the next one.